Thank you for joining us at Beer Fish Fanatics. And this episode is actually brought to you by Whisker Secret Tackle.
So make sure you guys go to whiskersecret.com for all your catfishing gear.
Enjoy the episode, guys. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Beer Fish Fanatics. This is Grandy with MaPop Fishing. We have
Kith with the Fishing Kit YouTube channel.
And today we have a special guest up north, Minnesota, correct, sir?
Yeah, Minnesota.
There we go. We got Mr. Jacob Vang himself, JKV Outdoors. Make sure you guys check him out on YouTube. So he's joining us. Thank you for joining us and entertaining us with your knowledge of fishing today, Jake.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me today.
Sounds
it's pretty
good.
cool. I've been on a podcast before.
You never know. Oh, see, hey, we got to give love to the Asian brothers. See, that was the thing. I was talking to Kate. We got to keep pushing out these Asian YouTube guys, because we got like maybe about 50 followers and listeners. So, at least help them out a little bit,
Yeah.
Quick shout out to our sponsor, Kalona Brewing Company. I'm trying a new one today. I'm doing the Limber Legs Lager Oktoberfest kit. It's at Oktoberfest. I don't know. I never had that. What you got?
Know what?
Don't tell me you do the same.
Same thing. I figured it's our last time recording in October. Maybe last time.
Man, you were thinking. I swear to God, this was not set up. I swear to, by the way, I was thinking the same thing too. I was like, this is last time we probably record in October. So finally we have a guest who's a drinker with us, right, Jake? You drinking some beer with us, right?
Yeah, I got some beer here.
There we go.
I got the old classic Miller Lite right here.
I love it. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is the first time I'm having this one. It's actually pretty good, Kit.
Really? This is the first time you had their Oktoberfest?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had. Maybe I have, but it's really good. It's got that nutty kind of flavor to it. I like it.
Yeah, you kind of sound like, what's his name? Andrew
Zimmerman. Hey, he's from Minnesota. Isn't that guy?
It's Zimmern, not Zimmerman.
Is it Zimmer? Andrew Zimmer?
Zimmern. Look it up. It's not Zimmerman.
Shit.
You're like, it's nutty. It's nutty.
But he is from Minnesota, isn't he? I swear. I could be wrong.
All
right. All right, guys. Sorry. I just threw that shit out there. That was totally left ball, man. But anyways, man, let's get to know Jake a little bit. For people who don't know who you are and what you're about, Jake, if you don't mind, can you tell us a little bit about JKV Outdoors, how that came about, what you're all about and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind?
Yeah, so I do a lot of fishing, hunting. I've always fished, all my life. Always fished with my brother and, all my cousins when I was younger. And then, I just decided, it'll be great to just record all of my adventures and, just look back on it and maybe, be useful to other people as well, be a resource and, try to pass on my knowledge and maybe even gain knowledge from others as well. So I decided to do my YouTube channel, JKV Outdoors. It's funny, at the time, I didn't know what to call my YouTube channel. So I was just like, you know what, just JKV Outdoors, because JKV is my initials. So I just stuck with it. Since then, I haven't thought about changing it. I don't know, it's catchy. It has a little personal feeling to it. It has a piece of me to it. So I've just kept it JKV and, just continue to try to grow my channel and build a community with everybody.
Yeah, I like the fact that you're keeping your name simple with it, because like some people try to make a theme out of their name and then they don't always follow that theme, all the way through.
Yeah.
I mean, with me, I'm always gonna be fishing, so Fishing Kit, there you go.
Yeah, that was one of the issues that I was thinking about. I was like, I do fishing and hunting. What if I want to, do some hunting videos with my fishing videos? It's like, it's not gonna work. So I just kept it with outdoors.
Mm. Hey, you know about that all the drama with the hunting videos lately? Did that like
Um,
did that get to you at all? Or
so I don't think it got to me. Because I could see all my analytics and whatever monetization comes up or whatever issues. I haven't seen any issues, but hearing from Mendak Outdoors and all them other people who got hit with it. I didn't really look into it. It seemed like, that was something that YouTube was looking into, and then everybody was saying, no, that's not right. We're still following guidelines. And I guess I did see a petition go around, and I did sign it as well. But, a little after I saw that initially, it looked like, YouTube came back and said, oh, yeah, we're going to go back on that. And I guess everything is okay now. So yeah, but as far as for me, like I didn't get hit with it. So
That's good.
yeah, I haven't really followed up on it. I didn't even know YouTube came out and said anything. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they really said anything. I think they just demonetized people all of a sudden. It was just like, what the hell? I don't have to worry about that shit. I'm not big enough. I don't care. Why don't you tell us? Okay, so tell us a little bit more about your fishing acumen. What is it that okay, you're up in Minnesota. What's your go-to fishing? Because I know the last couple of videos, I mean, at least I watched of yours was I want to ask you a little bit about this too, but smallies, because we don't really have a huge amount of smallies here in Iowa. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing when in regards to targeting them or not, but is that something that is that a species you love, you target mostly, or I mean,
Yeah, so every year I try to change up tactics. I always try to change up species. I started off fishing for largemouth in high school, senior year high school. Finally got the hang of it, and then it started to get boring. So then I try to move on from different tactics, and I try to learn new things every year, every season. And then just last year or 2 years ago, my brother, he got a boat, which I have a privilege to take out and be with him with. So we've been hitting up Mille Lacs for smallies. Have a cabin, not too far from there. So we've always wanted to go on Mille Lacs. We've always wanted a boat. We always wanted to, go for smallies, go for walleyes. And I've always been a bass person. So, going for smallies at Mille Lacs, that was always like the go-to, like you got to do it. So, yeah, like I just started fishing Mille Lacs and, starting to learn how to fish from a boat and, targeting new species that you're not really used to. That was just something that I personally wanted to challenge myself with. So yeah, like that's just how it happened. But yeah, and like my brother, he's always he's a big walleye guy too, and Mille Lacs is one of the best walleye fishing lakes. So yeah, we try everything, and we're always wanting to just learn new techniques and look into techniques and go out and try it on our own. So yeah, that's how I got into smallies.
I didn't realize that was your brother's boat. I was like, man, this guy's got a nice ass boat, man. I'm kind of jealous.
It's my brother's boat. Yeah,
it's nice.
Thanks.
Yeah, because we're both looking into getting boats like within the next year or so. And man, there's so much stuff out there. I don't know anything about boats.
Yeah.
But I think this year's probably the most I've ever fished on a boat. I've been on like 4 or 5 different boats this year.
Oh, okay.
So, I ain't used to it. I gotta have a whole bunch to learn.
Yeah. It's very different, obviously, than bank fishing. That's what we're obviously used to. And well, we kayak fish too, but it's really different. Like, yeah, we just gotta get used to it. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because like, yeah, that video of yours, how to back up by yourself alone. because that's one of my biggest fears. Like I'm by myself, like how the freak do I back this shit up and not hit anything? That's I'm still kind of nervous about that.
Comes with a lot of new problems and a lot of new things to worry about. You gotta learn. Luckily, before this boat, I bought myself a boat. It was just little 16-foot aluminum boat, and it was our very first boat. And we've launched with it. We practiced backing up and all that, and I'm kind of glad we did, because the things that we messed up on with that boat, I'm glad it was that boat and not this boat. First boat. So yeah, there's a lot of new things to learn, and there's a lot of mistakes that we did, and we learned a lot from it. So it was really good.
So get a shitty boat first and mess up first, right? That's what you're telling me.
Well, I wouldn't get a shitty boat. I still get one that I could use. Because you definitely still want to float out there. Yeah, but no, it's good to get something to kind of learn off of, where you're not scared to make mistakes off of. And making mistakes, that's where you learn the best too. So
agreed.
So what was like the hardest thing to learn as far as fishing from a boat for you?
I think the thing that I tried to focus on the most was finding the fish. Because you from shore, you're wherever you're at on shore, you got to work with that. But once you're on the boat, you have the whole body of water, so you kind of get like overwhelmed. You don't know where to go. We've been on boats before. We've rented pontoons and kayaks, or pontoons and other boats, and I think one of the things that we learned while being on those pontoons is you got to really know where you're going as far as what structures there are. Because I remember one time we were on Mille Lacs for the very first time on a pontoon, and I don't know if you guys are familiar or know about Mille Lacs, but it's pretty shallow. But we didn't know how shallow it was until we were on the boat. We were, I would say, 200 yards away from my island. We were going straight towards the island, but the water was like 5 feet. And you look down, you can see big old boulders, and you keep going, and it's just 4 feet, 3 feet. And it's like, how do we get out of this? So I think definitely learning the structure of the body of water and knowing where to go, and then, knowing where to locate those fish. That's one of the first and most difficult things to learn while you're on a boat, because sometimes when you're on shore, you think, oh, farther you go, the deeper it gets. But sometimes it's gradually getting deeper, or it's just flat, or different types of structure there. So yeah, that's one thing we learned the hard way on a boat. And for sure, we try to avoid that. And having graphs and sonar and all those technology really help as well. And just trying to learn how to use those tools that you got too is kind of difficult too.
No, I agree, because I think we were kind of struggling with that, huh, Kit? I mean, when we're on the boat, we're like, where should we go? You're exactly right. Like, you got the whole lake, and we're like, well, let's go try this spot out. It's just like, but like you're just saying, it's just it's finding the fish. I've been kind of struggling on that.
Yeah, like every time I hop on a boat, it's like, man, I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. And the funny thing is, I fish out of a kayak all the time, and you would think it's not that different, but I feel like it's way different. Like, maybe because I'm always in someone else's boat, and I'm kind of like not the captain or whatever. Because in the kayak, it's a one-man show. I get to pick where to go, how deep to fish, and what am I going to be fishing for, stuff like that. But I don't know, maybe it'll be different if I get my own boat. It might not be so difficult, I guess, because I don't know, I'm just out of my element in a boat. And even when it comes to the actual fishing, like once we decide, okay, this is where we're gonna go, this is what we're gonna fish for, I feel like a total amateur. Like I forgot how to fish or something.
Just get it, Kit, and then I'll jump on with you.
No, you're supposed to get one first, remember?
Yeah, until my ass freaking backed up the freaking car rental into a damn pillar.
Don't know how to park backed up into a pillar.
That's what happened. So backstory on that one, Jake. I was supposed to get a boat like probably 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Went to Vegas and decided to back up the car rental into an overhang that I didn't see, the camera didn't see, and I was sober, by the way, as I mentioned. But yeah, my boat money went to that shit. So,
Oh man, yeah.
Go figure.
I heard from the last episode, how was Vegas? I was just there, I think in August, middle of August.
Vegas was fun. I had a great time. I mean, we had a family reunion on my dad's side, so it was they're just as crazy as me, maybe even crazier. And when we all get together, it was insane. But I was there when the Bears, because I'm a huge Bears fan, and the Bears were playing the Raiders, so it was kind of insane. So, but it was a good time. I had a great time until that accident happened and realized that I'm not getting a boat.
Yeah,
and that was sad. I was a little butthurt. I ain't gonna lie. So, it is what it is. But I kind of wanted to ask you actually a little bit too. Is that you come down here to Iowa a lot? Yeah? No? Yeah? To fish?
I tried to.
Okay.
Within the last 2 years, I think I came down twice.
Okay.
It's overrated.
Yes. Okay. So all you damn Minnesotans, it's overrated. I was not that great, man. Stop. No, just kidding, dude. I really wanted to ask it because you're the first. I think you're the very first person that we had on our podcast from Minnesota. I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. So I just curious, like, is there? You guys are a land of 10,000 lakes. Well, I mean, what's Iowa's not that good, but we see your guys' vehicles here all the time. I'm just, what's the deal? Do you guys tell each other, like, hey, we got to go to Iowa or something?
Yeah, definitely. Iowa is always Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota, Wisconsin. Occasionally, it's always the other states that we're most excited to go to. I don't know why, but to me personally, I get very excited because your guys' lakes are different than ours. What I see is, even though we have a lot of lakes, a lot of these lakes are kind of small, not too accessible. And a lot of them are, heavy vegetation lakes. And even fishing from shore is pretty difficult. And, like even bigger lakes like Mille Lacs, you would think, oh, it's such a big lake, there should be really good shore fishing. But really, I don't think there's any really good shore fishing there. I don't even know a spot that I could shore fish on Mille Lacs,
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of these local lakes that I go to in my area, there's only like, 1 or 2 shore spots. Other than that, everything's houses or everything's just marshland or swampy land where it's really hard to get through. I think that's one thing that, us Minnesotans or maybe even people from other states, they get excited when they go to new places because, the body water is different and, they're just probably tired of their, little local lake.
I agree. We travel to different states too, so I mean we get excited about that. So it makes sense. I was just giving you a hard time, just like every weekend we go, man, another car from Minnesota. That's all. But that makes sense. That makes sense.
Man, I wish I could go to Iowa as much as I want to.
Yeah. How many times have you been down here?
Just recently from my videos, I think I came down once for Sailorville.
Yeah. I saw that one.
We might have to mute
that flathead, right?
Yeah.
Mute that out, Kit.
And then I don't remember if we came another time before that. But I remember coming down to Red Rock. when I was still in high school. Those are pretty good experiences, pretty fun. And then after that, like after that high school, experience at Red Rock, like it's not as good anymore. It's always been a miss. It's not even a hit or miss. It's always been a miss for us. And yeah, I was pretty glad. Sailorville was pretty good, even though we didn't get stripers or hybrids or white bass like we wanted to. But it was still pretty fun to explore new places like that. Um, Especially because we don't have a lot of reservoirs like how you guys do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, makes sense. Well, now you know a few Iowans that, or at least him. I just piggyback on this guy. So at least I can at least guide you, hopefully a little bit to the bite
Well,
a little bit.
there's only like 3 or 4 in the whole state. So if you fished one, you kind of fished them all. Do you have family down here? Because I know there's like the Hmong population isn't as big
Mhm.
down here as up in Minnesota, but I think we got a decent population down here.
I honestly don't think I have any family down there.
Mm.
I know I have a lot of family in Wisconsin and California, but I don't think Iowa.
How about Denver? Just curious.
I actually used to live in Denver.
Oh,
As a kid though.
yeah.
But I don't know if we still have any Vang family in Denver. I know we still have some Mole family down there. On my mom's side, my mom's a Mole. And we still got a few families down there.
We have a lot of Hmong people because my in-laws are all from Denver. So,
Mhm.
and then she's Vietnamese, but then all of their friends are like Hmong too. So they love to fish. So
Okay.
go figure. I might have to crack another one, Kit. This episode is brought to you by Kalona Brewing Company. If you live in Eastern Iowa, make sure to swing by Kalona Brewing Company's tap room. Amazing food and amazing craft beer. If you live in Central Iowa or in the Midwest, swing by your local supermarket and see if they carry the Kalona Brewing Company line of beer. And also swing by your local restaurants, local bars, see if they have Kalona Brewing Companies on tap. If not, make sure you guys request it. I kid you not, you won't regret that. Other than that, enjoy this episode, guys.
Do you guys get much white bass opportunities up there? I know part of the draw of going to these other states is the white bass.
Yeah. I think there are, but you really gotta chase it.
Yeah.
As far as Minnesota goes, the biggest places are the St. Croix, Mississippi. I think people used to go on the Mississippi, chase them. We've chased them once on the Mississippi. We didn't get much. I don't think we actually got any. And then other than that, the border of South Dakota. From one of my videos, South Dakota and Big Stone Lake. Yeah, those are the main ones for white bass. Usually they'll hit spring, and then we did get a summer hit, over at the St. Croix River, and then they should be starting to hit right now too over in St. Croix. Not too sure about Big Stone. I'm pretty sure Big Stone would be hitting too, but usually it would be spring, summer, and then that fall pattern.
Yeah, South Dakota. I want to hit South Dakota for some white bass.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, I know they got some big ones out there, don't they?
As far as Big Stone goes, I think over the years the population hasn't been too good. I know back then it was crazy. Like you could be on shore and you'll catch it, but it even on boat it's been tough. But for sure I've been hearing about Wabe. I've been wanting to go out to Wabe, try it out, but we haven't had the time. But I heard a lot of people say Wabe got big white bass, and there's lots of them out there too.
Yeah, there's even like because South Dakota has like all those like super shallow. I don't know what do they call them, like sloughs or whatever. I heard those can be pretty good too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure. But if it's like shallower lakes, I know like there's a lot of it connected to Wabe too, and a lot of people, even the locals there, they tell me, if you want to try it out, go to this like that lake. I look on the map, it's like the deepest is like 8 feet. Like I don't know if I could bring my boat out there.
Yeah, I guess you just got to beat the bank like the rest of us.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. Are you excited for ice fishing at all coming up here a little bit? Like because I know because
Definitely.
you guys obviously get ice before us. So I mean, like what would you say is like what is your goals for ice fishing this year? What whether it's your for your channel or just personal, is there a specific goal that you have this year?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I think just going out more for ice fishing. Because within the past 2 years, I would say I haven't gotten much time to go out ice fishing. Um, and I think it partially is due to the weather. I'm always sketchy about early ice, and I always want to make sure I could drive on the ice before I go out. Um, so yeah, I think just going out a little bit more. Definitely, I want to catch a big pike. I've been trying to chase big pike ever since my first big pike. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. Definitely, I want a tip up bite. I don't think I had a good tip up bite in a while. And yeah, I'm definitely pretty excited. Just last weekend, I went and bought 2 new rods.
Oh,
just for ice fishing?
Yeah, just for ice fishing. And I'm waiting to get some reels. And I'm gonna get 2 more as well for both my brother and I. But definitely we're pretty excited for ice fishing.
All right.
What's your target species for ice fishing?
I go for all of it, crappies, walleye, pike. Maybe I'll try for bass. I haven't really gone for bass through ice because they're a little bit more lethargic, a little harder to catch. So maybe I'll intentionally try to go for bass. But definitely it's always been crappie, walleye, try to go for pike. And my brother's a big walleye guy, so every time we're out, it's always Mille Lacs, just Mille Lacs getting them walleyes up.
We got to hit you guys up because so is that the thing like in Minnesota, like most of the lakes or wherever you guys are ice fishing, is it vehicle accessible only? Like you can't walk, because most of the spots here in Iowa, we walk our fat ass, or at least I'm a fat ass. So I walk my ass, wherever we go. But I'm just curious because I hear a lot of spots up there, like you have to drive to wherever the fish are, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely you could walk. Just depends on the lake. Wherever the hot spot is, that's usually where the fish just kind of congregate and they stay there. Otherwise, everywhere else will be pretty dead. So I think that's why a lot of people say, drive out, otherwise it's going to be far. And yeah, thinking about it, a lot of the lakes I go to, it's a pretty far walk, and carrying all your gear, you don't want to walk out that far. And a lot of people have their ATVs, their UTVs, or they wait until they can drive out just to pack up all their gear. And a lot of these lakes, it's kind of big too, and again with the structure, the fish are farther out in the middle of the lake. So definitely if you do walk, you can, but it's tougher to walk out.
We'll have to hit you up for Mille Lacs. That's a lake we haven't hit yet, obviously. You guys do the recon and let us know when the bite is hot.
Yeah, definitely. You'll see my video.
All right.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned catching bass through the ice. I don't know if I don't know. People don't really target them through the ice. I feel like they're kind of a incidental fish. You know, you're fishing
Hmm.
for bluegills, crappies, perch, basically everything else, and then you kind of just run into them if you're lucky.
Yeah, the only person I see on YouTube, at least, who actually went for bass was Uncut Angling.
Hmm.
He actually went for smallies.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he actually caught them, and they were good size too. And that, I guess, that kind of inspired me to try to chase smallies through the ice too, see how it goes.
I feel like they'd be more doable than like the largemouth.
Yeah,
What do you think? Yeah.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, it does seem like smallies like colder water more than largemouth does. So I wouldn't be surprised that if smallies were easier to catch.
So what's a big bass for you? Like uh what's your average bass? Is it at like a 4 pounder or would like a 3 pound bass be like, oh, that's a
Yeah,
pretty big bass?
yeah. Honestly, my average bass is like two and a half. The biggest, here and there, I would get like a three and a half. For sure, to me at least, a four would be big, but four is like nothing to a lot of other people. But yeah, definitely. I've been trying to find them 4 pounders too. I think the biggest bass is my smallmouth that I caught just this past season in on my lax.
Yeah, what were the measurements? Did you get any?
I think it was if I remember correctly, it's a 4.8, 4.8.
Yeah.
It's a 5 pounder. It was pretty big. Um, yeah, that's one of the biggest bass I ever caught.
Mm. Yeah, like I don't know, I don't fish for bass, but I do end up catching some pretty decent bass. I always tell people, people tell me like, man, you're really taking on this bass thing. Like, no, I'm not. But what I like to say is I'm the best accidental bass fisherman you'll ever meet. Because I think last year through the ice, I don't know what your master angler for like a largemouth is up there, but I think ours is 20 inches, and I caught at least two over 20 inches through the ice last winter.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
I don't know if that's like big for you guys or not, but
Yeah, I would say 20 inches is pretty big. Uh, I don't I don't think I catch too many 20 inchers.
Dude,
right, right.
that is big, dude. Holy cow. How many did you catch last year?
At least two through the ice,
Nice.
maybe three. I think maybe a third one was like pretty close.
Good
But
good
yeah, like I was saying, yeah,
accidental
but
catch.
yeah, but like I was saying, it's just it feel like with largemouth they're mostly accidental.
Mhm.
You guys going to any of the ice shows?
I wasn't planning on it. If time comes and I feel like it, sure. Yeah, otherwise, I think I'm pretty much set for ice fishing. I think I get too excited too early and I always prep a lot. And then by the time the ice shows come, I'm already set. I don't need too much.
We'll hit you out. We might swing by up there. I think we might go next month for the hard water show
Okay.
up there in Blaine. Well, we'll hit you guys up. I don't know if anything's biting at that. I don't even know. I might be taking the family, so I don't even know if I'm going to get an opportunity to fish or not. But um, we'll
What
see.
days are those again? What dates are that show?
I think it's November 19th weekend. Let me double check
Ooh,
here. Did you
man.
say ooh?
Might have a wedding that weekend, dude.
Are you serious, man? We already had this plan like freaking months ago, guy.
I don't think that far ahead.
Oh, killing me, Smalls. But yeah, I think it's November 19th weekend. I think we're looking up there. But I mean, anyways, I do if we get an opportunity though, I do want to get up there to ice fish for sure in Minnesota
Mhm.
this year. If we get an opportunity, we'll hit you up, man. And then for sure, man, let us know if you want to come down here to Iowa. I mean, hit us up, let us know. I mean, he'll get you on something. And me, I'll just take you to the middle of nowhere and I'll get you a good buzz. That's that's
Maybe,
that's what
Either
I'm
way, it'd be a good time.
there you
yeah,
go. There you go.
maybe one of these through the ice.
Yep.
get
Wipers.
a hybrid through the ice. Oh man, it's so
Definitely,
fun.
I would love to try that.
I gotta figure them out again though, because like I thought I had them all figured out because what was it, 2-3 years ago? We
Mhm.
started getting into them last year, caught one all winter. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I caught 0 through the ice last year, and he's right. It's like it was before the pandemic, so it was 2018 winter kit. That's when you showed me how or where they were, and catching a white hybrid through the ice. Holy crap, dude! It was very exhilarating. Let's just say I was just
Do you guys actually chase it, or do you guys see it through the on your sonar, or is there a lot of chasing?
Well, I mean, back then I don't have. He has a live scope, and I have just a regular flasher,
Mhm.
and you could tell when a big 5-6 pound hybrid it comes up. You can tell that's not a normal thing, and you can see it at least on the flasher. I was able to see it, at least then. That was like 3 years ago, so I could tell the difference. Like I was like, that's not a regular crappie or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just that was a bigger fish. But I don't know, I mean, did you see it all last year, Kit?
I'll tell you this right now. Live scope did not help me catch more wipers. I ended up catching, like I said, I caught one last winter, and that was my first winter with live scope because I got it last winter. Before I had a LX7, so it's basically just a graph.
Mhm.
And yeah, live scope didn't help. But thing is, when we were targeting them, you kind of gotta just set up where they're gonna move through because they don't really hold to structure really. Like they're not like crappies. You find a brush pile, you'll find some bluegills, crappies, and maybe a bass hanging out there. They're just roaming around, and you just gotta put yourself in what you think is like a high traffic area and just cross your fingers like I hope they move through. And then it also depends on the date or time of day too, because once it gets a little dark, I feel like the bite turns off completely. But maybe like an hour before sunset, even like throughout the day, we were catching them. But
Mhm.
once it gets towards that evening, like the sunset, they kind of just disappear. I don't know where they go.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of I mean, you could move around or
Mhm.
you just wait. It like either you move around and you move away from where they're gonna move through, or you sit there and wait and they never come through. So it's a toss up. I feel like I don't know what other fish would be like that.
Tulipies for sure. That's
Yeah.
that's how it is when we target tulipies. Because they're constantly just moving around. And usually, when we find a spot, we just sit there. They'll just come through like, you know, 2, 3 at a time. And you sit there for an hour or two, another 2, 3 come by. And yeah.
Okay, so a tulipi that's different from a whitefish, right? Those are two different things.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because they look the same. They look pretty much the same.
Yeah, I think whitefish are bigger,
Mhm.
but yeah, for sure they're like cousins, I guess,
And
because
then
these don't get too big.
okay, and then what about a Cisco? Is that different? Because that looks the same too.
I think they're different too. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How do they taste? They kind of look like a big freaking shiner, but I
I
heard
was
they're
gonna
good.
say
I
I
heard
was
they're
gonna say
good.
that.
Yeah,
I
they
heard they're good.
basically are a giant minnow. We've cooked one up. It's pretty good. It's kind of like white bass, but a lot more soft. A lot more. And it's not too buttery, but it's a lot more soft. You could feel that there's meat, um, and it's not flaky like white bass.
Because I know I'm pretty sure you know who D Yang is. He always fishes for those white fish.
I think over there in Wisconsin, they have whitefish, but we have
Hmm.
these over here.
You,
Hmm.
you you ever get into any burbot? That's a fish I want to get into.
Oh yeah, burbot is like I don't really target it, but it's almost like those lucky fish you'll get. But I know a lot of people, they target burbot and eel pout. I remember one year my brother-in-law, he brought his Aquaview. He put it down, jigging right in front of it. Saw a burbot come by, and he hooked it. It was coming in for a while, and then it just popped off. And I think that was the closest I've been to a burbot through ice. But yeah, it's I haven't gotten into burbot, but I would like to. I think that would be pretty cool.
I heard they're really good, like
Yeah.
one of the best. Even though people kind of like look at them as trash at the same time because they're not a walleye. But I think people are starting to appreciate them though.
That's the poor man's lobster.
That's what we hear all the time. Man, yeah, we gotta go catch it. We gotta go up north for that. Minnesota have a lot of lakes that has burbot, or no?
There's a certain area that you go past, then there's more burbot.
Okay.
For sure, like upper, northern regions, past central Minnesota for sure. A lot of the lakes up there, like I would say, Mille Lacs for sure. Leech Lake. But yeah, I haven't gotten too much into it, but those are the two main lakes I heard. Burbot's pretty good.
We're gonna have to go, Kit. We gotta go north.
Yeah, I know.
To catch a burbot, man, that's the only way, man. You can't catch it in Iowa. Hello.
I think they're like considered endangered in Iowa or something. Like
really,
you have to let them go. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass.
Okay, well, we'll get the Iowa DNR. We'll have to ask them on that. If we catch it, but where would you catch it in Iowa, anyways? If I mean, it would have to be a personal stocking that they did, right? I don't know.
Maybe in like the border between Minnesota and Iowa.
Gotcha. You and your brother, man, you just let us know. If you guys want to fish, we can meet halfway, whatever. If you guys come down to Iowa, just let us know. Like, hey,
damn, sure.
Minnesotans are coming down. You guys let us know. We'll at least go out there and get our lines wet. And worst case scenario, we'll just drink a couple beers together.
You ever go after the yellow bass?
No, I haven't.
What?
I've been seeing a lot of that. From other people posting it. I haven't had time to plan a trip to go down there.
Okay. Do you have kids?
No, I'm single.
All right. No damn excuses now. Hey, I got four. I've got 4 daughters, 8 and under. But when it comes to yellow bass time, and when the bite's on, or at least when this guy tells me, hey, let's go, we're gonna go. But we'll let you know. Well, yeah, we got to get together. And it's a little bit closer. It's like about halfway, right, Kit, for them? Yes. Where do you?
Well, depends where we're going.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it does depends on where we're going. Where are you located in Minneapolis, Minnesota area, or?
So I'm actually in Blaine.
Blaine? Oh, shit. That's about 20-30 minutes away. So from Minneapolis, sorry. Yeah. All right. Makes sense. All right, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, we'll let you know. We'll get you on. If you've never caught a yellow bass, hopefully we can get you on this year. I mean, if we can, sure. We'll see. I mean, we can get on a good bite. It would be nice for us
if we can find a good bite, because last year was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
Year before that was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Well, at least we. You've heard of Clear Lake, I'm sure. Yeah, I think the pressure is starting to catch up with Clear Lake.
Okay.
Because usually you would go there like, oh man, never get skunked. Whatever. Let's just pick a random day, go. We'll catch 2 buckets of fish.
Yeah.
If we wanted to, but now it's like, oh man, hopefully I could catch like a dozen or 20.
Dude, I hope you could catch like 10. It's like it was rough. No, you're right. Last year I was like, it was rough catching yellow bass. I mean, we did the yellow bass bonanza. We caught 1.
Usually if you can find them, they're pretty big there.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to branch out a little bit this winter. Try to hit up the other lakes that have them. They
Yeah.
might not be as big, but I think the numbers are there. So I think they are pound for pound one of the hardest fighting freshwater fish.
Oh yeah.
Even though, a big one is like 10 inches. Like 10 inches compared to anything else, they fight harder.
Through the ice. Yeah. No,
Good ice, open water don't matter.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta come down and try that.
Yeah. No, because when you get on top of them, it's like doom, 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 doom. Like every drop is like, it's insane. That's the craziest thing about them is just like, and then like Kit was just saying, it's just like the way they fight, unbelievable. You would have thought you're pulling up like a 2-pound bass all of a sudden, and then you just look at it, what the heck is like 9 inches, but it's that crazy.
Yeah, they fight hard. Basically, if a fish has stripes, they're gonna fight hard.
Yeah, thinking about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty true.
Agreed. And then we can get on that's I think that's our goal for sure is hopefully catch some hybrid bass though through the ice. I think this year, I didn't catch none last year. That and catfish. You guys catch any catfish through the ice at all up there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Damn, I gotta get on that.
We did that one year, and I think that was the only time we went. But yeah, that was pretty fun. It's like you wouldn't think that you could catch catfish through the ice, but you will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because before, for most people, they're kind of an accidental fish, but you
Yeah.
can figure them out. You can figure those catfish out. I don't know. I love catching catfish because if you want to go out, catch 4 or 5 pound fish all day, catfish is your fish.
So I mean, obviously you're Hmong, so I'm just kind of curious. I just want to know, like, I see that you push a lot, at least in through social media and everything, for Hmong fishing and just kind of getting the exposure and everything out there about that. So that's cool. I mean, that's super badass, and us having a lot of friends and family that are Hmong, so it's just kind of is that something that you kind of made it a goal, or is that just something that, just kind of grew? Because I see a lot of Hmong fishermen follow you and watch you and just see how you kind of pushing that. Was that just kind of accidental? Was that like, what, I'm doing this in on purpose, I guess, in a way?
Yeah, that's an intentional act for me. I think when you first start off doing anything, you want to be comfortable.
Mhm.
So definitely reaching out to the monk community, that's something that makes me more comforted. And in my process starting off, I, when I first started my channel, I'm putting my stuff out, and it's like, who's gonna watch this? Like, what's my target audience? And if other people from other races, if they see me doing this, are they gonna want to stay, or would they just rather go and watch someone else that's bigger and better? So I've always tried to, push for, the monk community to, come together and, support each other. Definitely for sure. This year I put a lot of time into it. And, as you guys know, I created that Hmong YouTube Hmong outdoor YouTubers page, and try to get everybody in together. And out of that page, I thought, with my journey that I'm going through, I wish that there was other people that I knew that could help me go through this YouTube journey. And I thought, what's a better way to do that than to create a group and just try to attract all these people, because I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there who would like to start or who did start, and they're just not getting that exposure. And that's the hardest thing, is just getting exposure to whatever target audience you have. So definitely, I created that page. I wanted to reach out to other people and help build off each other. And the thing that really connects us is we're Hmong, within the Hmong group community, it's always like we gotta be like Caucasians, and it's always like that. But it's like, why don't we help each other and have our own thing where people could say, oh, we got to be like them. So yeah, that's one thing I really intentionally strive for this year with the Hmong community. And it's surprising to see how many other people out there are wanting to do YouTube, or they are doing YouTube, and just seeing other people's creativity, what they're doing, their thought process on things that you like to, and I think that's one thing within the monk community where a lot of us really do like the outdoors, and there's just not a place where we can really come together to connect. So yeah, that's one of the things that I really want to see for the Hmong community, as far as the outdoors YouTube thing goes.
No, that's huge mad respect. We'll put the link for on the show notes and everything on that to the Facebook group, because no, you're right. I joined that. You told me to join that. Like, I was just joining that. I was like, what the hell? It's like, dude, it's pretty badass. Because like I said, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of family that are Hmong, and then just to kind of see. You're right. And then when I joined that, like just kind of seeing the different styles of people, the way they record stuff, and then like you're just saying, just all of a sudden they're blossoming because they have a spot to kind of just release their creativity. So that's pretty cool.
So do you have any advice for, like, let's say somebody wants to hop into doing YouTube, or maybe like smaller channels like ourselves, like for me, for example, because I'm not a huge YouTube channel. I got like 1,500 subs or whatever. So anybody new or any of the smaller YouTube channels, you got any like advice to throw out to them?
Yeah. First advice, just start it. The sooner you start, the better it'll be, because it'll just grow. And secondly, be intentional with it. I know, sometimes YouTube will just be a side thing, or, we're not, fully wanting to do a lot for it. But, I think YouTube is a great opportunity to learn about yourself and the community and other people who like things that you do. Definitely be intentional with it. That's one thing I've tried to do this year. I've been, more interactive, been more intentional, and just like, when I say intentional, do it like you really want to, like you really want it. If you want 1,000 subscribers, do it like you really want it. And eventually the steps that you take leading up there, you'll reach that. And one thing that really helped me get into the mindset of starting and taking small steps, getting towards something and doing it intentionally, is kind of treating it like a business, treating your YouTube channel like a business. Not in the fact that, not in the aspect where you're trying to profit off someone, but just more the organization of it, where, you're thinking through like, okay, how am I going to organize this? Who's my target audience? What am I going to do? How do I, market myself, put myself out there for other people to see and attract them in to help me grow? Because, you definitely can't grow if you don't have other people coming in to you and watching your stuff. And yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I really noticed about not just YouTube, but any organization or any organizational leadership that you have to do. Because being part of or creating a YouTube channel, you really are the leader in your own YouTube channel, and your YouTube channel is its own entity. So whatever you put in, you have to be intentional, see how it's going to come out, and really just keep building off of it. I think the most important thing is being consistent, keep building, keep connecting with others, and really be intentional and genuine about it.
Nope, that makes sense. That's great advice for idiots like me that are trying. I don't know. I just record for fun. I mean, if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But no, that's amazing advice. Stay consistent and be intentional. I like that. Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
yeah. I hear consistency is key. So what's the hardest part about doing YouTube for you?
The hardest part was trying to learn all of it, piecing it together, knowing what to do. Yeah, and like I said, like just didn't have that organization where it's like, who am I trying to target? What kind of content am I going to do? And how am I going to do it? I think those are some of the tougher challenges that, any one person has to find for themselves. And again, going back to the outdoor YouTubers pages, that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to create that page, just because it's a place for us to kind of share and then, kind of shed light for each other to see where to start and see where to continue on from.
My last question for you is like, what's your goal, man? What's the goal for JKV Outdoors? What's your vision? What you got to have something, that you're striving for. What would you say is like your biggest goal or vision?
I think my biggest end goal with it is, just being able to do what I love and kind of make a living of it, because you see all these anglers or these pro anglers, they fish and they get paid and they live off of that. Whether you see good or bad in it, but it's like, they're doing what they love and they're learning every day. And, to me, I like editing videos. I like going out, being creative and trying to piece videos together and see how nice it could be. And all in all, just being outdoors, fishing, hunting. And, that's kind of one thing where I kind of want to do, just fish and be able to make a living off of fishing. And of course, with YouTube monetizing videos, I think that's a great way to do it. And of course, like I said, I'm not doing it for the profit of it. Of course, any organization, there's always got to be that, that piece where it comes back to you to help you do your videos. Mm-hmm. So that's just one of my goals, where trying to get to a level where it's sustainable, where whatever I put in, I could take back out to be able to continue doing these videos.
Yeah, got some lofty goals.
I hear you, man. You got anything else, man? This is fun, man. I wish we had a little bit longer, but it's been an hour. Hour went by quick, yeah.
Yeah, pretty quick.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
You got anything else for Jake, Kit?
Oh yeah. So if our audience wants to reach out to you, how can they do that?
Yeah, for sure. My YouTube channel, JKV Outdoors. I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/JKV Outdoors. I have an Instagram, but I'm not too active in it anymore. JKV Outdoors as well. So any of those, you can reach out to me.
Yeah, cool. We'll put links for all that stuff in the notes.
Thank you so much for just giving your time, giving your expertise up in Minnesota. We got to get up there. We got to fish with you and your brother, and just have a good time. But you know what? It's just what you're doing for in my opinion, for what you're doing for the Asian and the Hmong community in regards to YouTube and everything. It's kind of cool, because I think you're building something there. So, props to you on that for putting. A lot of people don't understand, man. For you to do something like that, it takes a lot of time and effort, just to grow something, and it's just it's time out of your life You know what I mean? And you gave your whole heart to it. So that's kind of cool. So like I said, props to you on that. But other than that, man, we got to get fishing. Hopefully we can record together. So we, fishing kit, myself, you, and we can just get, some videos of us catching some monster fish. It would be kind of cool. So we got to do that soon. All right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thanks for having me on the channel today.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.